What if everything you were told about timing was wrong? What if the moment everyone called impossible was actually the only moment that mattered? This is a story about a farmer, a man who worked in complete darkness while the whole village slept. And what he grew, nobody could explain. His neighbors had better land, better harvests, better lives, and they made sure Daniel knew it. Your soil is dead, Daniel. Stop wasting your time. Some people are just not meant to grow anything. Daniel would hear these words, go home, sit in silence, and stare at his field in the dark. But here is the thing about Daniel. He never argued back. He never explained himself. He just kept going. Not loudly, not dramatically, quietly, stubbornly, like a man who knew something nobody else did. One year, a terrible drought hit the village. The river ran low. The sky gave nothing. Every farmer looked at the cracked earth and made a decision. We will wait for rain, then we plant. It made sense. It was logical. It was safe. But Daniel did something strange. He started planting in the drought at night. Everyone saw him carrying his seeds after sunset, digging quietly while stars watched, working alone while the village slept. They laughed at first. He has finally lost his mind. Planting in dry soil at night? What is wrong with him? Let him waste his seeds. We will watch. Even his own brother came to him one evening, stood at the edge of the field, and said quietly, Daniel, stop. You are embarrassing yourself. The ground is dead. The timing is wrong. Everyone can see that except you. Daniel looked at his brother, then looked at the dark soil beneath his feet, and said only this. You are watching the ground, brother. I am watching something else. His brother left, shaking his head. Daniel kept digging. Now, what did Daniel know that nobody else did? This is the part of the story that will stay with you. Daniel had an old journal given to him by his grandfather, a man who had farmed the same land decades before. Inside that journal was one page that Daniel had read 100 times. It said this: the night is not the enemy of growth. The night is where roots learn to trust themselves. Plant in darkness, water with patience, and let the soil do what eyes cannot see. His grandfather had discovered something real, something science would later confirm. At night, the temperature drops. The soil holds moisture longer. The roots go deeper because they are not burned by the afternoon sun. And the seeds, without the chaos of heat and light, settle more gently into the earth. They take hold. They anchor. They begin to grow in silence, long before anyone can see it. Daniel was not planting at night because he was crazy. He was planting at night because he understood one truth. Some things only grow in the dark. 3 weeks passed. The village was still waiting for rain, still watching the sky, still doing nothing. And then one morning, a young boy ran through the village shouting, Daniel's field! Come see Daniel's field! People walked over slowly, expecting nothing. And then they stopped. They stared. Daniel's field was green. Not fully grown, not a miracle harvest, but alive. genuinely, quietly, stubbornly alive. Small green shoots pushing through cracked, dry earth, growing without rain, growing without permission, growing because the roots had gone so deep in the darkness that they found water the surface never knew existed. An old woman from the village stood at the edge of the field. She had laughed at Daniel the loudest. She looked at those green shoots for a long time. Then she turned to Daniel and asked, "How did you know?" Daniel picked up a handful of soil, let it fall slowly through his fingers, and said, "I stopped waiting for perfect conditions. I stopped waiting for the right time. I stopped waiting for people to believe in me. And I started working in the only time I actually had, the present, even when it looked like darkness." Nobody laughed after that. The rains finally came. 2 months later. Every farmer planted then, in the safe, comfortable, agreed-upon season. But something unexpected happened. Because Daniel had planted early, in the dark, in the drought, his crops had already built deep root systems. When the rain came, his field exploded. His harvest was 3 times bigger than anyone else's. Not because he had better seeds, not because he had better land, but because while everyone was waiting for the right moment, Daniel had already spent months building invisible strength underground. The roots nobody saw, the work nobody watched. The growth that happened in complete darkness. His brother came to him at harvest time, stood in the middle of that full golden field, and said nothing for a long time. Then, I was watching the wrong thing, wasn't I? Daniel smiled. We all do, brother. We all do. Here is what this story is really about. It is not about farming. It is about you, right now. Maybe you are in a dark season. Maybe nothing is working. Maybe people around you have stopped believing in you. Maybe you yourself have started to wonder, is this even worth it? Am I doing this at the wrong time? Should I just wait? But here is what Daniel teaches us. The right time is rarely comfortable. The right conditions are rarely perfect. And the most important growth of your life is happening right now, underground, in the dark, where nobody can see it yet. Your roots are going deeper than you know. Your patience is building something invisible. And one morning, people will walk past your life and stop and stare and ask, "How did you know?" And you will smile and say, "I just kept going, even in the dark." I have a little question for you before you go. Just drop your answer in the comments below. Are you currently in a dark season of your life, working hard but seeing no results yet? Type yes if you are still planting. Type no if your harvest has already begun. We read every single comment. You are not alone. If this story touched something inside you, if it reminded you to keep going even when no one is watching, please like this video. Share it with someone who needs to hear it today. And subscribe to English Learning Tales, because every week we bring you stories like this. Stories that don't just entertain, stories that quietly change you. We will see you in the next one.